Oh, hi. Didn't see you there as I was setting up the camera. We are doing new comic book reviews here, and we're doing them live. This is my Slurpee. Had to get a Mountain Dew Slurpee before I started this. Delicious. All right. Things started first. I'm going to do a little couple of I'm going to do a shout out here. And let me just set up the sharing because I don't think anybody that follows is watching it right now. I kind of do these things spur of the moment. I'm really terrible at letting people know what I'm doing. A good day to regularly do these things. Now, I have personally out of YouTube, I have a schedule that's really flip-floppy and kind of all over the place. So I don't often have a great day that I'm always available to do this. So I'm trying to think of what would be a good realistic day I could do it. So I don't know. I've been thinking Sunday best because I'm usually always available Sunday evenings. So I'm thinking about doing that. Or maybe I can do it live. Late nights. I've seen people do these things late in the evening. So, maybe I could do that. I don't know. So I'm going to be, putting things together here. And just a second, I'm just actually sharing this on Facebook and Twitter so people know I'm doing something. Okay, hold on. And let me share it onto the Real Manos Facebook page. If you are not following me on Facebook, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Well, now you're probably living a really decent life, I think. And I'm going to do one more. Whoops. Boink. Okay, I'm all set. So, hey, what are you doing with yourself? Are you getting some comic books? Are you going to see those movies that they're putting out in theaters? Are you perhaps going to Heroes Con? If you are, I recommend stopping by this guy's table. This is Alex Breen, and this is his wonderful, cool comic book, From Within. And this is the first book. It's a nice, big, fat trade. You definitely get your money's worth on this thing. And it is available at Alex Breen's table over at in the North Carolina area. I think that's where Heroes Con is. And you're going to Heroes Con, please stop by his table. Please say hello. Say Manos said hi, and buy his book. Get it signed. See if he has any other merch available. But this is a really good read, and I highly recommend checking out. And so that's what you will be doing if you are planning to go to North Carolina. So, by the way, if you're not going to Heroes Con, I'll drop a link below for you to order this book online. It's definitely worth your time. So, what other comic books are we talking about this week in comics? And I've decided to do these things for the time being live. I kind of like doing this live, frankly. This is really good. I gotta tell you, Slurpees and comic books are kind of come together for me. When I was a kid, comic books were sold at 7-Elevens all the time. Matter of fact, I didn't know they were sold anywhere else in the world besides 7-Elevens. So I really, at an early age, associated Slurpees and comic books. So if I get a Slurpee, I go, God, I wish I could get a comic book. So I thought I'd put them together. I have a nearby 7-Eleven that I thought I'd take advantage of. All right, let's get into talking about comics. And this week I picked up Champions number 6. Put this aside here. Spider-Man Life Story number 4. Amazing Spider-Man 23 or 824, however you want to look at it. Ironheart number 7. And Wonder Woman number 72. So let's start off with Wonder Woman, actually. This is by G. Willow Wilson. And who's doing the art on this book? I knew once they announced Carrie Nord would be, he would not be on the book very long because he never stays on a book long at all, ever. It's like, look, if you hire Carrie Nord to be on your book, on your ongoing comic book series, have a backup plan. Have a backup artist, because he's not going to be around forever. Let's see. Jesus Marino as the artist on that one. And of course, we get the conclusion of the Love is a Battlefield arc. I actually thought it was last month, but it actually turns out to be this month. Her and Maggie face off against the Minotaur. And this cave of darkness. Let's see. Where are we here? Atlantides goes to help rescue them and joins the battle, even though she may be cut off from the world forever along with them. But she is like, screw it, I'm gonna help them out. They have this pretty good battle against all these kind of creepy open mouth bass creatures or something like that. Not to mention a really brutal use of the golden lasso. Also, Maggie defeats the Minotaur herself, where that thing knocks down Wonder Woman, is about to bring the hammer down, and she deflects it with the sword in this really spectacular flash page. Really nicely done, and actually like the reaction. I mean, it sends the thing flying. The reaction of Maggie and Wonder Woman going, wow, oh man, wow, okay, something, this is a thing. This sword tends to be special. Diana believes that the sword is forged, a sword with Themyscirian force try to return to its rightful owner. Its power increases the closer it gets to the bearer. So we're getting closer to whoever owns this sword, apparently. Or I don't know, maybe it does rightfully belong to Maggie. We're spending a lot of time with Maggie during this adventure, and I just get the feeling, just from reading it, that Wilson is building up this character for something. I believe she has some sort of destiny going on here, so we'll see where we are. Love is a Battlefield finally does end, where they reach the Dimension Chi at the end, so their quest seems to be moving quite along. All right, not too bad. This arc was, I don't know, this arc was pretty decent. Some stuff happened, but sometimes it feels a little unconsequential. It's forward pretty well, I thought. So I got a few mixed feelings about it. All in all, I give probably the whole arc 4 round chips out of 5, and I give this particular issue 4 round chips out of 5. Definitely Willow's going somewhere. I'm not quite sure where she's going, but not too bad here. All right, let's go to Ironheart number 7, and let's see. This is from Eve Ewing and Lacano Echo. I gotta learn to pronounce that artist's name, because I gotta say, I really love this artist. I'm gonna start on the art first. Absolutely gorgeous design work. Everything looks, beautiful and clean. The action sequences are nicely done. I really like this page quite a bit. Very, very good work. I've never seen this artist before, and I'm really liking it. Okay. Let's see. The story basically is Nadia Van Dyne shows up to take a look at Riri's laboratory. They're two smart young superheroes who work on the Champions team together. So obviously, hey, we should probably like look at each other's stuff and compare and contrast. While they're there, them and their buddy get this distress call. Apparently, there is zombies at a airport in Chicago. Oh God, it's Nightmare City all over again. Run! You'll wake up and relive the story all over again. Okay. Let's see. You know, it's funny. Like they first kind of pass off the idea of zombies being stupid, and like you realize what universe you live in, right? Look, I mean, if this happened in our universe, yeah, I think that was stupid and unbelievable. But you live in Marvel. Okay. Anyway, they suit up, head out, and you know have this battle sequence. They seem to be coming out of here, and it turns out to be the workings of Eclipse, not exactly a zombie apocalypse. Very cool. We get this kind of battle, and of course, we got a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Norse gods anyway. So you know, this is kind of a nice sort of connection to what's going on. But you know, she takes off without leaving all the answers. So Ruri's going to go and seek them. She's not really a magic person. She's going to go and talk to Dr. Strange about what the hell just happened. Should we be worried? Is everything okay? I really enjoyed this issue a lot. The dialogue's really snappy. The action's really tight. The art is really beautiful. It's a fun little story, and I really like the interactions between Nadia. They actually they get along pretty well now that I think about it, and they should. I mean, they're pretty similar characters in a lot of ways, and not too many ways. I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 round chips. Really enjoyed this. I do recommend Ironheart in general. I don't think we've gotten the trades. I don't think they've released the trade yet of the first arc, but I definitely recommend seeking this series out. All right, now we go to Amazing Spider-Man number 23, and this is an epilogue to the big Hunted storyline, and this is kind of Utley's back. We kind of mimic a scene from the original Kraven's Last Hunt. Like, man, you stay in the ground this time, man. Of course, his clone son is all sad about his clone daddy dying, and we get to see him kind of act out in that, tearing apart, one of his, ape plush dolls. I'm sure it's taxidermied, but it's plush doll. Probably bought it at the county fair, because he's a really good shot with the tennis balls. All right, Spider-Man had like this vision of Mary Jane getting hurt, so he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So the supervillains have escaped, and they're going to be attacking like all sorts of innocent people and cops. That gives him a second of hesitation, and then he realizes, oh yeah, the Avengers and Fantastic Four noticed that dome craziness that Clyde Craven put up, so they were right there, taking out all of them. I love this shot of Captain Marvel going after Arcade. That's pretty good. It's like, Arcade's kind of done for the night. Like, there's no getting around that. And of course, the douchebag hunters they're kind of like unlocked from their video game visors, and they're going, this was a bust. Hey, that guy died. Well, whatever. Let's get going. Of course, because that's how kind of rich douchebags are. But they run into Captain America going, hey, can I see your licenses? They'll get out of jail, but I mean, it's kind of cool for them to be inconvenienced. That's when we start kind of like creating setups. Now, these are things that I imagine Spencer is going to be building upon. That's, I think, what he is doing in this arc, is creating a lot of threads that he can start following. Let's see, Vulture is going to use the collateral he just built with some of his fellow supervillains and created like off the fly a supervillain team, the Savage Six. It's like, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Taskmaster and Black Ant like re-team up, which is pretty funny. It's like, hey man, you totally like, you know, backstab me there, but yeah, bros. Black Cat is able to deliver, let's see, Kurt Connor's son back to the family, but he is still out there. He is kind of shaken from the experience. I hope he isn't like suffering from too long of damages. And then something I completely didn't think about is, holy shit, Kraven created a whole bunch of vermin clones, and they got turned loose. And hey, what's worse than vermin running around underground of New York City? A bunch of them. Oh my god, that was a creepy moment, and really well done. I'm very, very eager to see what he does with that. Of course, Spider-Man gets home in time, and the vision he had was Mary Jane had basically just fallen and hurt herself and cut some glass. It's a really sweet moment. Of course, made all the creepy by the, I guess, the little centipede here representing the creepy guy watching, going, hey, look, I'm watching out for Mary Jane. You know, I'm not going to, like, kill her to get back at you like some, you know, unimaginative asshole. Oh, you know, I got my plans. Like, okay, what are you doing? Like, I don't know what this creeper guy is doing, but it better be worth the build-up, Nick Spencer, because you've been building this guy up for a little while. And then, of course, we end with Kraven Jr. Basically accepting his destiny in this pretty good suiting up sequence where he is essentially the new Kraven, the Hunter. And one last thing. The last scene, by the way, I'm not going to actually blow the last scene, but last scene is really cool. Enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed this. The Hunted story arc, I'm going to say right now, I really did enjoy it. There was a lot of cool things. I think it's a fun sequel to Kraven's Last Hunt, even better than the actual sequel to Kraven's Last Hunt that was made a few years ago. During the 90s or 2000s or something like that. It has a different like vibe, which I think is pretty smart. Sometimes a sequel doesn't have to exactly try to create the same atmosphere to work. If anything, it might not be a bad idea, especially if it's been a few years, to kind of go in a different direction as far as the tone. That worked with, like, famously, like, when it was a sequel to Alien. So yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. I thought it was quite good. All right, now let's go back to another Spider-Man story in 1995, I assume. 1995. All right, Chip Zdarsky and Mark Bagley are back for Spider-Man Life Story, the 90s. Hey, remember the 90s? Yeah, wasn't it like 10 years ago? To me it is. You know, I was having this conversation off the topic. I was having this conversation with Lindsay. We were listening to this band on the radio, and they had like a real My Chemical Romance vibe. And we kind of like realized, like, hey, you know, enough time has passed for My Chemical Romance to kind of inspire like a new generation of bands. Like, holy shit. You know, like up until recently, when people would ask me, hey, do you like new music? I go, yeah, My Chemical Romance, right? Like, no, man, that's like 15 fucking years ago. You can't really think about that. And there's another band we were listening to, like, that sounded a bit like Tegan and Sarah. And Lindsay was thinking about that too. It's like, yeah, they kind of sound like Tegan and Sarah. Like, oh wait, Tegan and Sarah's been around a bit. You know, these aren't new bands anymore to us. Well, new bands to us, but. So, yeah, the 90s is further along than I'd like to believe it is. And let's see. We go deep into the dreaded Clone Saga. Now, of course, we dealt with it a little bit in the 70s story arc, and I actually really like the way Chip Zdarsky has been doing. He's basically been hitting the high notes of Spider-Man's history, and yeah, the 70s would deal with that, and that was the beginning, and the 90s is the second half of that story arc, where this is like, man, you know, this deals with the whole Clone Saga in a far superior way. This is one issue where I think, I don't know what, we're like, what, 80 issues of the Clone Saga, to the point where it got convoluted and messy. You didn't have to look, one issue. This was just fine. This handled everything just great. And it's the whole, I mean, it's kind of encapsulating the whole story. With her that Chip Zdarsky has, he's an excellent writer. Oh my God. I'm just a big fan of his work on the two Spider-Man titles he's done, this and Spectacular and Daredevil especially. This is the Otto Octavius finds out that it's possible that the Ben Reilly clone is the real Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Peter Parker has been the actual clone. So he checks the lab results and he finds out, yeah, oh man, we've been lied to all this time. And he like gets in a fight with them, accidentally killing Harry. And Peter, the fallout of this, where Peter goes, okay, you know what? Look, you can have everything. You can have Spider-Man. It looks like he even gives him the Parker Industries. And goes to meet off Norman Osborn. And that son of a bitch tells him the same thing he told him in the end of the Clone Saga. Like, nope, you were the real one. I made it look like you were the clone. And boy, this feels right, you know, this time around. Of course, they have it out at the end with Peter going to see Mary Jane and the kids, presumably for good. Next up, the 2000s, and oh boy, look at that. Hey, remember how up our own ass we were about patriotism? I wonder what we'll be talking about in that issue. As usual, just fantastic work by both Chip Zdarsky and Mark Bagley. I really enjoyed this quite a bit. Yeah, we're going up to the 2010s, so I don't know what. I'm trying to think about the things we had going on in the Clone Saga. I wonder if we'll be getting to, you know, we've been kind of encapsulating Spider-Man's history during these issues. Does this mean we're going to see, like, you know, the One More Day reference? I imagine so. We'll see about that. I don't know where he's going to go with this. We have two more issues in this thing, and just absolutely brilliant work. 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. Now let's close off with Champions number 6, or the Legacy number 33. Like, man, hey, Marvel, this book isn't old enough to have legacy numbers. Just keep going with the book. You left the team on the book. I know I've been mad about this before, but they didn't change the team and didn't really alter the direction of the book. They just renumbered it, and now they have the stupid legacy number. It's like, you know, just call it like Champions number 33. I don't know. It's always frustrating. All right, this is the second tie-in to War of the Realms, and this is by Jim Zub. And who's the artist on this? Let's see, Ramirez. By the way, excellent. The team on this is really good. I like Ramirez's work a lot. And we're still fighting, I think in this is, where are we? In Brazil? Brazil is being attacked by the forces of Hela. Yeah, and the champions are there to take them on. We're getting some more. There's a lot of these kind of like secondary champions characters I have not really had any interaction with because they debuted out of some books I'm not reading, like the new Falcon and the new Power Man. and Hummingbird and Locust. Like, I really have very little with them, and it's interesting watching them play off each other. Like Power Man. Let's see, is a bit of a wild card guy. Falcon. This Falcon is, I don't know. He's a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to say arrogant. Bring up with arrogance his insecurities. But anyway, like that. And then I got Hummingbird is a psychic character who doesn't seem to understand personal space. Yeah, channel. Yeah, there is a new Falcon. I'll be honest, I don't know where he popped up. I assume he showed up during the period Sam Wilson was the Falcon. Now we have two Falcons. I don't know. I don't know too much about him, but he's a little bit of. He has a little bit of trouble taking orders. So during the battle, let's see where we go. Miss Marvel runs into this character Bruin. And I don't know much about Brune, but she looks into her eyes, and Brune shows her a vision of that alternate history, the timeline where she dies, just a few issues ago, where Miles Morales made a deal with Mephisto to go back in time and prevent her death. Well, she sees that death. I mean, she's heard it, but I mean, come on. How would you feel if someone had told you, oh, hey, you died, but I went back in time and saved your life? And you go, oh, okay, well, thanks. Now, this, she actually sees it, which is a bit shaking to her. And Power Man jumps in and realizes that his power absorption works really well on magic, and he uses it to destroy these forces with the champions backing him up. He grows to superhuman size. Masses. Not bad. Not a bad fight. This is the first time. This is another time. I've not been really up on this new Power Man. So basically, at least Marvel has done something interesting. Like Luke Cage has just dropped the whole superhero name altogether, and he's just Luke Cage. And, he's let this guy be Power Man. He's like, okay, that's a good way of dealing with it. Luke moved on. And this guy can be Power Man. Yet actually his name kind of makes sense a little bit better with him because he seems to absorb powers. Of course, Hela is kind of disappointed with that battle. There is some interesting conversations going on. Hummingbird meets Viv and discovers that she's a synthoid because she can't really read her thoughts. And there's this final scene that has me a little concerned is Miss Marvel and Dust talking, and with the last few issues of the situations that have been going on in this battle where she froze, I mean, come on, you saw your own death. Give yourself a break. That has Miss Marvel a little discouraged, and she tells Dust, like, I don't think I should lead this team anymore. Yeah, Jim Zeb has really been pushing this team into more challenging emotional places, more than normal. Like Miles has taken off, and Braun has taken off, and Alex Nova has taken off, and leaving Miss Marvel in kind of like a stressful position all by herself, with a whole bunch of new team members that doesn't have the same connection with her as the others did. By the way, next issue looks really cool. Alex is heading off to see if he can get his Nova helmet back. By the way, for those of you who haven't been paying attention at home, he's lost his Nova helmet, and this villain, one of his villains, shows up to kill him and realizes he's lost his helmet and goes, well, shit, I can't just kill you while you're a normal person. That's not fair. Okay, look, let's go get your helmet, and then I'll kill you. And then he is like, oh, okay, we'll go do that. I mean, I ain't doing anything else. So that's next issue. I'm really looking forward to that. It might be fun if Zub sticks around just in that, with very little interaction with the rest of the team for at least an issue or two. That might be fun. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Yeah, this one's pretty good. I'm going to give this a solid 4 RAM chips. And I like how he's used the War of the Realms as kind of a backdrop for challenges that they've been going through. All right. Now at the end, and as I am now doing with This Week in Comics reviews, is I'm picking a particular favorite. And as usual, this is kind of tough. Let's see. I had some really good comics this week. Nothing like super spectacular, but all really good, solid reads. So I will probably go with, I think I'll go with Ironheart number 7. Everything was really good, but I don't know. This one's kind of stuck out at me. I like the art. I like the interactions. Let's see. Riri is really kind of growing on me. So that one I will put my recommendation on. Go check it out. All right. It doesn't look like I'm getting much questions because, frankly, I did this at spur of the moment. So if you didn't know, it's fine. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna. Oops, excuse me. Oh, I hope you enjoy my Mystery Science Theater Gypsy coaster. I have a whole bunch of them. So next week I'm going to be doing a couple of videos. I have a new Steveolution video with Deadpoolzilla. We're talking about our favorite fusions. Also, I need to watch one movie to make sure it qualifies, but I'm doing a countdown of comic book movies that have boardroom scenes in them. Yeah, that's seriously what I'm doing. I need to watch one more movie to make sure it qualifies. All right, so, hey, Red Knight is coming up on July 1st. We're doing a relaunch Kickstarter for it. I hope I can have your support for it. That's coming up in July. You can support this channel and follow it on Twitter. Also, The Real Manos is on Facebook as well. So I think that's it, and I hope you read some cool comics. If you did, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you read any of the books I was just talking about. All right, I'm gonna head off. I got stuff to do, so take care.